Mike? Yeah, he can. I'll try not to knock it off. Brent wants me to hit the podium, but I'm not gonna. Okay, first off, great to see everybody. Excited to kick these things off. Kids are coming in as we speak, and we'll be starting our meetings here not too shortly after we speak to you folks. But we're excited. You know, really, as I look at this thing, we're excited about what's going on right now, right here and right now. That's what we're excited about, and we've spent the last 7.5, 8 months focused in on getting to this point. It's right on us, and it's just great to be kicking off the 2015 season. So with that, questions?
Scott,
Right next.
It's about right here, right now.
Yes, sir.
Is there a lesson from last year that you have to keep fresh given the new season?
Well, I think every year you come off the season and there's lessons you learn, and you take a look at the things that went well, the things that didn't go well, and you move forward. We've been doing that for 7.5, 8 months, and both the controllable things and the uncontrollable things we looked at and tried to look at it as well as we could as real data, and we're excited to get started right now with the things that we put in place over the last few months. Everything from having spring practice earlier than usual, which gave us an extra almost 3 weeks of strength and conditioning, another session of strength and conditioning with Coach Hickson and his staff, and to all the plans that we have put forth for the practice sessions.
With all the injuries last year, they thought of you maybe running preseason camp differently in terms of practice, length, contact, and
It's a great question. To some degree, yes, but the patterns and the data that we had just said it was one hell of a freakish year of injury. So we're focused back in on what we've done for a lot of years. There are a few little wrinkles here and there with regards to the way we'll practice the upperclassmen and the freshmen. But for the most part, they're just that, wrinkles. Stephen?
I think at the ACC media day, you were excited to sit down with Mark Boyle and chat. Have you had that chance?
Yeah, we've talked a lot. We've spent a lot of time here, and we're both excited for the season. And as he put it, it's not a dash; it's a marathon. And he's got a great plan in place moving forward with the whole department. And we're excited to get started. Right now, we're just going to get focused in on our job right now, and that's to take care of the things daily that are in front of us, starting today. Mark? Oh, I'm sorry, Danny.
The 2015 class, obviously you haven't seen them out there, but just the personalities, the expectations, and your thoughts on finally getting those guys here.
Sure. Well, it's great to have them here. We've been able to see them a little bit more this year because of the way the rules have been put in place. Been able to watch them run, been able to watch some of their movement skill sets, and I'm pleased with them. They did a nice job with their 110 test. The kids all made it with ease. We have a big, strong group of young men that are playing on the offensive, defensive line. Now we're just looking forward to seeing them on the field with the pads on. It's a lot different when you're on the field and you got the pads on than it is running around doing drills on the grass. Good group of kids. Looking forward to getting them on the field.
Can you address what happened with Ashton? Is he still here finishing up, or is he?
He is. He's finishing up his schoolwork, but he was dismissed for violation of team policies. Simple as that. Mark?
Zaire Franklin, can you talk about how unusual it is for a sophomore to be the leader on defense and how equipped he is to handle that responsibility?
Sure. Zaire Franklin, young man, he is. He's a sophomore that's taken on a lot of leadership responsibility because he's capable of it. And I think most of you, I know I've shared with a lot of you one-on-one just how far ahead he is for a young man. 19 years old, but he speaks like a 25-year-old. He has his priorities in the right place. I think for Zaire, it's a wonderful story how he was raised with some difficult situations, losing his parents, and that village of family did a great job influencing him, as well as his high school coach and those people in that school system. But it's that it factor that you can't describe as a coach, and it's that it factor that you can't develop that or manufacture that as a coach either. Young men either have it or they don't have it, and he has the it factor. and just pleased to having him on this team. And I'm looking forward to his influence the next 3 seasons. But right now, it's focused in on what he's going to do today and tomorrow. Like I said, the right here, right now theme that we've been talking about as a team is what we're going to try to live in. And I'm glad he's living in it with me.
Scott, what do you think is the biggest lesson Terrell took by being in the booth and working with the coaches closely after his injury?
Sure. Good question, Brent. I think anytime a quarterback, especially a quarterback, sometimes a linebacker, a middle linebacker as well, is forced to step back and not have that opportunity to play, a multitude of things go through his process moving forward. I can relate to that. That happened to me when I was a player. The game has slowed down because you can't play anymore. So you're looking for things to do to try to stay involved. He was anxious to stay involved. Coach Lester did a great job taking him under his wing and teaching and reteaching football. It was slowed down to the point where he was looking at things like a coach. And for him to be able to sit there in the box and hear the plays and then see the development on the field with a couple young guys playing that hadn't played a lot, I think probably helped his maturation a ton. So that's the biggest thing. And then the next thing is just missing the game. And, it's like a lot of us that are a little bit older now that can't do the same things we used to do in sport. When it's taken away from you and you know it's not coming back, it's one thing. But when it's taken away from you and you got another shot at it, you're highly motivated. And he's done a nice job from everything to structuring his diet, his workouts, his film time. Everything he's done has been to put together an athlete that's ready to have a great senior campaign. So I've been pleased with his work ethic, his development, and looking forward to having Terrell back on the field for us.
Joe in the back. Hey, Scott. Joe Magnell from the Watertown Daily Times.
What's up, Joe?
Hey, so another sophomore with a lot of expectations coming this year's Irv Phillips.
Sure.
What do you expect from him over the next 4 weeks of camp heading into Rhode Island game?
Sure. Well, to stay true to our theme, I just want to see him get better every day. Irv's done a really nice job. He's gotten bigger, stronger in the off season, maybe a little bit faster. But he's put on some good weight. When you see him out at practice, you'll see what I'm talking about. He just looks like a sophomore, not a freshman right out of high school that was a multi-sport type of kid. His maturity's grown in the off season in the classroom. And he's a focused young man that's excited to be playing that H-back position, that express back position, as people on the outside started to call it. I kind of jumped into owning that as well. So I'm anxious to see him on the field and see him develop one day at a time.
Hello, sir. Edward McFarland with WAER Radio. I want to ask you, considering all the talent that you have, what has the process been like for you coaches being able to evaluate who's going to start and who's going to be a backup? How tough has that been for you, for the coaching staff coming into the season?
Not tough at all. Anytime you're coaching football, any sport, that's what you do. You evaluate where your talents are, where your weaknesses are, and you make adjustments as you go. So it hasn't been difficult at all. I'm encouraged with all the linemen that we're bringing in, both on offense and defense, and I'm excited to see them on the field so we can start that process up tomorrow, actually.
Is there any update with Marquise Blair?
We're waiting to hear from the NCAA. Nothing's changed as of yesterday. So it's going to be a wait and see type of thing with Marquise. And then Stephen, just looking at you there, even though you didn't ask the question, injuries. Mike Lasker doing really well. He had the procedure done on his shoulder. He's doing really well. We did have Jacob Green, who some of you know. Jacob's a walk-on tight end for us. Unfortunately, he was playing some pickup basketball and tore his ACL, so he won't be with us. And then other than that, we got everybody back. A couple guys that'll be limited with. Tyler Provo had a little bit of a hamstring strain a couple of weeks back, so we're going to try to be smart with him. But for the most part, we're full bore and ready to roll.
What's Lasker's time?
He's actually going to be able to practice with limitations right now. We'll avoid a lot of contact with him. Probably mid-August, he should be back to where I would say he's close to 100%. Sorry about that.
Tyreek Butler, WAER. What's the message to your team tomorrow, coming off a disappointing season last year?
Well, we're not looking back, that's for sure. The message is really, what are we going to do today to get better tomorrow? And the theme is, what are we doing right here, right now, to make ourselves a better football team? Not looking backwards, not looking forwards too far, not even looking sideways, but focused in on what is going on right now in front of us. Special teams meeting, academic orientation, whatever it may be, just trying to win that opportunity and stack up the wins daily. That's our focus.
And as a follow-up, the coaching staff, what are they doing right now to make sure this season is better than it was last year?
But it's not what they're doing right now. It's what they've been doing since the last day of the season. Our guys have worked extremely hard. We have a great staff. I'm excited to get back on the football field with all of them, and I just can't wait to get started today and tomorrow.
You mentioned great conversations with the new athletics director, but does it bring any new kind of pressure having a new guy in that role?
None at all.
Jim Steckley, SU Juice Online. You spoke some about the injuries guys are going through now. One of the guys who was hurt last year was Grizzly Esteem. How's he looking this year?
Looks great. Looks great. He's had a great off season. He's strong. His body looks wonderful. He killed all the testing. Ran extremely fast in his sprints, and he's ready to roll. Anxious and ready to roll.
Joe and then Dan, you obviously have a lot of youth on the defensive side, but one player who I think comes in with a lot of expectations is Ron Thompson. Are you and Chucky anticipating a big year from him at the end?
Yeah, with regards to Ron Thompson, we are. We're looking forward to Ron having a great season. Extremely unselfish young man that understood last year with some of the issues we had. He had to bounce around a bunch, and he was an undersized kid having to play inside some. His natural position is out on the edge. That's what he'll be playing. Was pleased with his improvement at end this spring, and he looks good. He's ready to go. Excited. Great expectations for Ron to have a good season.
Year 3, obviously, looking back on the last 2, just some of those biggest takeaways that you've had, and some of those things that you've taken into coaching meetings and talking with the guys. Some of those things that you really want to work on.
Well, for us, it's just continue to improve upon our consistency at every position. Getting a feel for one another on the field and playing, whether it's offense or defense, trying to play with 11 men, looking like one. And really the focus is just like I mentioned before. How are we going to improve? How are we going to have each other's back throughout the course of this summer camp and as we get into the season, really? And that focus point, we're trying not to go beyond kicking that thing off for Rhode Island, knowing that if we do a good job focusing on daily improvement, we'll get there. And all the things from the past are just that. They're from the past. We learn those lessons immediately. We try to fix them, put processes together that give our kids a chance to get better, our coaches a chance to get better, and all those things are done. So now it's just a matter of getting back on the field, doing a good job, practicing tomorrow.